Hi, everybody. Welcome to, I don't know, it's part 7 of immunising your child against the primal wound. So today's video, I don't do them every day, but today's video, it was prompted by a comment from a lady called Abby Jacobson on LinkedIn. So my, where's my thing? Where's my comment? That's not very good. I'm not keen. I'm not. I've not teed it up before I started videoing. Just bear with me. Oh, here we are. So this is my comment, right? This is my post on LinkedIn and a few of the channels as well. Healing starts when we suspect we're not wounded, and ends when we see that we're whole. Healing starts when we suspect we're not wounded and ends when we see that we're whole. So what on earth am I talking about here? I'm talking about the fact that healing is seeing things differently. So a physical wound takes time to heal, and a mental wound, I guess, is exactly the same. An emotional wound is exactly the same. So for as long as we see ourselves as wounded, we will, for as long as we feel wounded, we will see ourselves as wounded, and we believe we are wounded. This is all getting very clever wordplay, but there's a difference between our feeling wounded and being wounded. Okay, the difference between feeling and being. But who we are, our identity, the essence of who we are, it gets very confused with how we feel. So we say, how are you? How are you doing today, Simon? What we mean is, how am I? How are you feeling today, Simon? Or how is your body? How is your health today? So how are you could be looked at, could be a question to our identity, who we truly are. Could be a question to our emotional state. It could be a mention to our mental state. It could also be a question about our physical health. So our feeling and our thinking gets very mixed up in our being. Oh, sounds hard work, doesn't it? Healing starts when we suspect we're not wounded and ends when we see that we're whole. So I have felt wounded by adoption, but have I been wounded by adoption? It depends on what we're talking about. What is it that's wounded? It hurt my feelings, but I'm not my feelings. It didn't hurt the essence of who I truly am. It helped. There's a difference. I guess we've got it hurt my feelings. It hurt my psyche. It hurt my sense of self. It hurt my ego. It hurt my mindset. But none of those are who I am. So what's this all got to do with what Abby Jacobson says? And she talked about our being work in progress. Okay, so work in progress and who we are two completely different things, in my opinion. So here's how I'd see it, right? So I am whole. So first step, I think I'm wounded. I think I'm wounded. I read the primal wound and I think this makes absolute sense to me. I am wounded. I am wounded. The next stage for me was, I'm not sure whether I am or not. I don't think I am actually wounded. I think I'm whole. That's the glimpse of being not wounded. The next stage was the kind of like a big epiphany moment, and there's no such thing, a big insight. There's no such thing as second-hand insight. I'm just trying to do the best. So me sharing my insight with you won't necessarily, probably not, prompt the same insight inside you, because there's no such thing as a second-hand insight. We have to have them for ourselves. So I saw that I was unwounded, and I saw that we are all, in my opinion, in my insight from my experience, we are all unwoundable, because that human spirit, that spirit who we are, is unwoundable, in my opinion. And from a place of wholeness, I can then go out into the world and be work in progress, in terms of, I've seen that I'm whole, but I keep forgetting. I ignore, as in, I ignore, I don't remember that I am whole. I think that this feeling is going to overtake me. This feeling of impatience, or this feeling of insecurity, or this feeling of rejection. I forget who I am, and I identify with my feelings and my thoughts. So I'm always work in progress, but I'm work in progress knowing in my heart of hearts that I am whole, and that we're all whole. So I'm not thinking that I'm special. I don't see myself as special. I just happen to have seen the fact that I'm special, and I think that you're special too. So work in progress does not mean work in progress in my view doesn't contradict contradict the notion in my head that we are all whole. We just keep forgetting who we are. Hokey dokey. Hope that makes sense. And as always, if you've got a glimpse of something here, I love having conversations about this stuff. And doing a monologue, as I've said before, I say it again, is really tricky on this stuff, because there's so much in here. There's so much detail. So if you want to have a conversation about it, you think, what is this guy on about? But I think you might be onto something. I'd like to quiz him on some stuff. Then get in touch. Simon@thriving.tees.com. See you all soon. Bye-bye.